Actually, a friend of mine at work had mentioned it because her kids have problems with learning, and she mentioned it, and I was talking about it at work, and she said, "Oh, you need to come to LearningRx. They're great. They're a little different than Sylvan. I hope I can say that, because Sylvan actually helps you with your homework, but LearningRx actually finds why you can't understand and why you can't learn. So it goes more in depth than the other places." So she said, "Come to LearningRx." So we did, and so we loved it, and Zach loves it, and he has gained knowledge, and I think he can learn. His learning has improved. It gave him a lot of confidence.
Would do things faster. I still ask, and it's still, well, I'll get it in a minute.
To take out the trash.
Well, I watched him one day, and he was pointing the opposite direction, saying the word that was, if the word said left, you had to point right with one hand and do something with the other. And I sat there and we were talking, and I thought, that's hard. So you really have to concentrate. And I tried it, but I couldn't do it. But it
We
was
give a
good.
10%
I could
discount to
see him do
families.
it. Yeah. You probably need to sign some of us up, but it was, you could see you had to concentrate on the activities that he was doing.
Yes.
It was good.
And Zach did very well at that,
Yes.
and focusing and doing what he was supposed to do.
Very good.
Worked hard, and you deserved all your points and your rewards today.
Say, like, I know I've been doing better in school, like, a lot of things have been easier, school's easier, and it's like, all that stress thrown out the window, it doesn't really matter anymore, and a whole bunch of stuff like that, and it just feels good.
Sounds like you're happier.
I am.
That's good.
What was your favorite activity here?
The brain cards.
You like the brain cards.
He was fast. Like, he was good. Like, I would practice for him to do brain cards.
Good. That's good. Keep your
Zach,
trainer
that's
on your
good.
toes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
good.
that's great. That's great.
Number one, and this is like one of the last ones you gave me, and I think this is the best improvement I've heard as long as I've been training, and it sums up everything we've done and everything you've done. This was one day we were sitting there, and I was asking him, like, "Zach, well, what improvement have you seen since you started coming here? And what's different?" He's like, "Well, I don't know how to say this, but, like, everything makes sense now." Which
That's right.
that's a big thing, and so, like, I just looked at him, my mouth dropped open, I'm like, that's why we're here, that's what we're working on. So I pulled this test out, I'm like, this is why it didn't make sense before, and this is why it does now. Like, this is, like, you're improving these skills, so it's working. So that was the best one. That's number one. Everything makes sense now. Number two, your work is done faster. Almost instantaneously. And he even said it was almost instantaneous, like he just knows how to do stuff. Number three, given directions will last longer in my mind. So when he's told something, he can retain it and he can go around and do it. And he can remember to do it the whole time he's doing it, and even afterwards, maybe. Number four, basic algebra is becoming easier. And that was something I know he really wanted to work on when he first came here. He was like, gotta work on math. So we brought out the math books, and we're good now. Number five, thinking more logically. So he's able to, even if he doesn't know things, he can at least think through the processes of how he's supposed to do something. Number six, overall memory is better. So I think that's definitely true with him. Number seven, my focus is a lot more direct. And this one, he said he noticed this in class because he was sitting there in class talking to someone else. He was like, or maybe it wasn't during class. I won't get you in trouble. But he was sitting at school and he was talking to someone, and he's like, everything else was going on around me, but I was able to just zoom in and just focus on just this conversation, and no one else was even there. So that's a good thing when he's talking. So not just with his friends, but even in class, he was able to focus on things. Number eight, a better ability to multitask. So you can do multiple things at once. So I know I had him doing multiple things at once at the end. Like he was keeping track, keeping score, playing the games, doing multiple things at one time. Number 9 is able to scan through text quicker and more proficiently. So that was one thing. We were doing the speed numbers, and you said this also translates into when you're doing your homework, when you're reading or you're going back and you have like an open book test or something. You can scan through and pick out the answers really quickly. Number 10, the last one. Vocabulary is a lot more broad. And we're remembering more complex words. So I think that's good. I don't know if instantaneously would have been used before, but that's a pretty good word. I don't know. So that's the top 10 that he wrote down. And one thing that I want to add, like his mom touched on, I think he became a lot more confident. Like I could see when I first got him as a student, I'd be like, oh, hey, get your books out, do this. He's like, okay, he would do it. It's like you got that. It's like you got that right. He's like, okay, we'll go on to the next thing. And at the end, I'm like, if you got it right and you know you got it right, let me know it. And he'd be like, oh, to do something, show me. And so he would. There's never puzzles. Do his puzzle pieces, and he would like open them like, done. Like I told him, I was like, I want you like really to sell it. I was like, even if it's not right, I want you to fake it till you like convince me that you